Hello and welcome, organizational freaks, Marie Kondo fans. This tutorial is all about getting organized and being more efficient. Organizational tip number 1, customizing your track header or track layout and keeping your track name visible. Here we have a brand new sequence, and you can see all of the tracks have their default names, and when I shrink the tracks down to their smallest size, you can't read that name. Not a good default if you ask me, so let's fix that. Right-click on your Video 1 track and choose Customize. If you have never gone in here to customize, then your customized layout should look like mine, but if it doesn't, you might need to click the Reset Layout button for my instructions to work. You will see a V1, and that represents your track name, which is currently defaulting to the name Video 1. Click and drag that down to be next to the eyeball icon. Now, if you shrink your video tracks down to their smallest size, you will still be able to read the name of your track. Super cool. For the audio, you can do the same thing, much better. Organizational tip number 2, create track height presets. Before I show you the track height presets, you might want to just use the built-in minimize all tracks and expand all tracks preset that is built into Premiere Pro. If you go to the wrench menu of your sequence window, you can choose minimize all tracks and expand all tracks. The shortcut for that is Shift minus to minimize and Shift plus to expand, and I'm using the plus minus keys that are part of the underscore equal keys. If you want more than just those two options, you can create track height presets by setting your track heights how you want them. Let's say you want to have all of your video shrunk down while you work on your audio. Go to your wrench menu in the sequence panel. I'll call this audio mixing and make it preset 1. Now, if I go back to the wrench menu, you can see the minimize and expand options that are built in, and now I have the audio mixing preset that I just created. Organizational tip number 3, but this is more on the efficiency side, set up track patching presets. This is a great way to save yourself some clicking. Turn on the destinations that you want. Right-click in the far left area of the sequence panel and Save Preset. I can create presets for some of my more common scenarios and then make keyboard shortcuts for those. Type in source AS and then you'll see the source assignment presets show up. Now just click in the shortcut column and choose a shortcut. Organizational and efficiency tip number 4, create custom workspaces. One of my favorite organizational aspects of Adobe products is the ability to drag panels and create a customized workspace for the task you are on. This is especially useful if you are working with 2 monitors. So here I have created my own custom workspace, and I'm going to go up to Windows, Workspace, and Save as New Workspace. I'll call this Sound Design, and then boom, it shows up right here in my list at the top. If you create a bunch and you don't see some of the ones you created, you might need to go in and edit Workspaces. You can also click on this double arrow button to get into that. So under this Edit Workspaces, if I close these up, you can see what's going on a lot easier. You have the bar that's talking about here, and then the overflow menu that is talking about these guys. So all panels, meta logging, and production are also a workspace. It's just not in your list up here in the bar. But if you wanted production to be up there, you could drag it from here and put it wherever you want it to be. Now when I hit OK, we've got production in our bar up here. And you can put it back in the overflow. Now, let's say I'm done with sound design and I want to go back to my editing workspace, the default, the one that comes with Premiere Pro. I click and what's this all about? Well, because I rearranged this particular workspace, when I saved it as a new workspace, Premiere created the new sound design workspace and automatically put me into that. But it left this editing workspace as I had left it. So I just need to click on the editing workspace drop-down menu here and reset to saved layout. Last tip, number 5, save your shortcuts to a flash drive. You may be familiar with Adobe's ability to sync your settings to your username, and then you can just log into your user at the studio where you are going to freelance, and like magic, everything just shows up. If you look down here at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the Creative Cloud logo, and if you click on it, you have your sync menu options. I've had issues with that on multiple occasions, and I just don't rely on it. But even if you chalk up my experience to user error, there are some studios that are locked down and you can't log into your Adobe user account. So let's assume you can connect a flash drive. Here's what you want to do. Go to your system drive, users, whatever your username is that you created for your system, documents, Adobe, Premiere Pro, the version number of Premiere that you're in, and then it'll have profile and then again your username. You could just copy the entire profile folder onto your flash drive. But the file that is your keyboard shortcuts is located inside the Mac folder if you're on a Mac, or the Win folder if you're on a PC. If you recall, I saved my custom keyboard shortcut as NickKS, and here it is. That is the most important one you're going to want. And even though I bring that with me, just in case I can't get that onto the system I'm on, I like to even have a list that I save onto my phone of all the keyboard shortcuts. And then on that first day at a studio, if for some reason I couldn't get the keyboard shortcuts to work, I can just slowly start adding them in onto that system. That's it. I hope you are feeling a little more joy with these organizational and efficiency tips. Thanks for hanging with me to the end. I'm Nick Sanders. This is Video Deconstructed. Share your organizational tips in the comments. Thank you.